So welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Chat with Dan here. Joining me today, what can I say? I'm already having the best Tuesday already because I have on the show the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary, the one and only, the incredible Emma. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic.
That was an introduction. Oh my goodness.
Of course. What better way to have an incredible, super badass day than to be chatting with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. Honored. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. But also in the description below, you're gonna find all of them on social media. Let's follow her. Let's share some love. Let's find out why she's super badass. And without further ado, let's jump in. So, I want to start this whole conversation by throwing out the very first question, which is, when you hear the word producer, what part of the role do people most often overlook?
There's a lot that we do. There's a lot that we do. But when I was really sitting down and thinking about this question, I was like, I feel like my job isn't hard because I love it so much. But I think that's something that we choose to do in our productions that maybe gets overlooked or people don't think about it is the fact that we communicate with so many people so many times a day. It's me personally, how I choose to go about my sets and how I choose to communicate is individually messaging every person that's on our cast and crew for that production. I don't do group emails. I don't do group messages. I want it to feel personal and I want it to feel like it is just me and you. When I take on a producing role and when I want it to feel personal. So I reach out to people every day. And sometimes I'm texting 30 people a day constantly, going back and forth. And I feel like that could be people just don't think about it. It happens, it gets done. But the fact that we're sitting there and we're individually texting and calling 30 plus people a day, it's yeah, you're social. You got to have a strong social battery for that. And yeah, I do, thankfully. But, I feel like that's something that could definitely get overlooked is just the communication. And then again, that's just how I approach it. Maybe it would be easier to send out a group email and tag them all in one thing and have it go. But no, I really like building those personal relationships. And I want you to feel like you can come to me individually too. If I'm just a person on an email.
Now, how did your relationship with control change once you became responsible for entire projects?
To be fully transparent with you, I've wanted to be in this career for since I can remember, it was never a question. I never had a plan B. It was always, I want to be a producer in film or I want to be something in film, higher up. And so growing up, I would step into leadership roles quite often, in middle school and in high school. I would always want to kind of lead or at least help in any way that I can. I feel like I kind of just slipped into when I entered the career, at least, I kind of prepped myself by putting myself out of in uncomfortable positions and, stepping out of the comfort zone and stepping out of the circle by being a leader and wanting to be a leader and applying to be a leader and just it kind of all seamlessly transitioned into being a producer, which I'm happy for. And I'm definitely not trying to brag or toot a horn or anything. It's just I feel I really didn't have any complications, internally about handling the control and handling big projects. It was just kind of something I've always looked forward to doing. So, yeah.
And how challenging was it, at the beginning to make it as a pro career?
It was challenging because when you enter anything, you're new, you're fresh meat, it's not like anyone treated me as such, but you feel that way regardless of if someone's welcoming or if someone's hesitant about you're going to feel I'm the new guy. How do I prove myself? And that's just what I wanted to do. So when I entered the career, when I got a chance to meet people and network myself, what was running through my head constantly is how can I prove that I'm worthy enough to be kept around and I'm worthy enough to stay and I can take on anything that you give me. And that's just kinda how I never said no. I still don't think I've ever said no. I don't know, to, like, taking on a new project or taking on something new. Like, I wanna be there. Like, I want you to know that if you call me, I'm probably gonna be like, I'll make myself available so I can be there for you and help you in any way I can. And so I just kept proving myself that way by showing up. That matters, especially in an industry of this one where you're constantly relying on networking and you're constantly relying on word of mouth. It's like, well, this person shows up and this person gets that done and we trust them. And I just had to build trust and build relationships. And thankfully, there was really no complications with that because I held myself to a higher standard of you gotta get it done. You gotta do whatever you can to get it done, no matter what you're going through in your personal life or whatever. You want it, you gotta put it first. So
Talking about network, how tough has it been to build your own network?
I don't think it's been tough for me because I just love people. I really do. Like I love people. I don't think that my social battery ever dies, which is a blessing and a curse. But there's obviously people, especially in this industry, that are kind of like closed off to new people, and they kind of have their cliques, and they have their set crew and their set cast and everything, and whatever. So it could be hard to bust into those. But with me and with the crew that I always assemble with my team, we always hire someone new, 1 to 2 people like every set, because we want to give opportunities. We want to get to know people. We want to network out, branch out. And so we always try to hire like 1 to 2 people like every production, like 1 to 2 new people, because that's just how, I want to make it as easy as possible because I know it can be tough to network and it can be tough to get in to this. The doors to this industry are sometimes pretty sealed shut. So got to bust through them somehow.
And how challenging has it been to deal with, I mean, not only like in the industry happens, but in life general, hypocrite people, fake people, like all of that. So how has been your process to identify that and not that yourself being affected by, those type of bad people, basically?
Oh, boy, have I run into them for sure. And the thing is, they will they will out themselves. They will identify themselves. And thankfully, I work with such an amazing team. We can like see it coming from a mile away. There was when you're on a set, you have to make a decision. Am I going to like stick this out or am I going to leave? Am I going to walk? Right? I care so much about the integrity of the film itself. I care so much about the people that I've built relationships with. So one person, if you're being a bad person, I was about to say a bad word. If you're being like
You're fine if you want to, that's fine.
if you're being a pain in everyone's ass, to put it bluntly, that will come back to you. And that's not something that I have to deal with. And I don't, frankly, I just ignore you to the best of my ability because I'm not going to walk from a set because I have people on that set that I care about and that if I walked, they would feel like they'd have to walk or, thankfully it's like a union, we don't want to leave each other behind. And so I'm not going to do that if one person's being an absolute pain in the ass. But I also, if they need to be put into place, I don't feel like that's my place to do. So, like I think that's going to come back to you. And word of mouth travels in this industry fast. So I have said to people like, "Hey, that person was not it." And they were like, "Oh, I noticed that too." Boom, blocked. Okay, well, we're not working with them again. And they lost an entire circle. So I feel like the people that are hypocrites, fake, get everything handed to them, whatever that you want to say. I think that it's just going to come back to you naturally. It's not my place and I don't feel like it's my crew or cast place. Now, if you're obviously doing something to a specific person and you are making them like severely uncomfortable and obviously we're going to address that if something serious is going on, but if it's just your bad attitude, okay, then you're just never going to work for me again. And I'm never going to work for you again if it's if I'm on your set. So that's that.
And what does accountability looks like when a decision affects dozens of hundreds of people?
You have to be ready to face whatever, whether that be praise or backlash, like you have to be ready to face it because it's your production, they're looking to you. So if you have a decision that you have to make and you have 30 people under your belt, I always keep them in mind. So best way I can like weigh it out is we had to have a very early call time once. Like we're talking early. We're talking early. And I'm sitting there and I base kind of the call times like a good roundabout, but if we're like behind on a day and I gotta move the call time up or whatever. So we're going through the day and I was like, this call time's gonna be moved up to very early. And I'm kind of preparing them for that because I'm always, always, always going to be honest with my team, period. And so I was like, this call time is looking like it's going to be early. And they're all like, oh, but the thing is like I've built such trust, like, especially like our team, like my partners, we have built such trust with our crew that if we say like this has to happen, they're like, we never get complaints because they're like, okay, they're saying it's got to happen. This probably means it's really got to happen. So of course, I know that everyone's gonna be tired and everyone's gonna be groggy and it's gonna be early in the morning, but I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, "Are we good with this? Like, everyone okay? Like, this is the best course of action." And everyone's like, "You know what? We're gonna freaking do it." And I will always, if I'm closer to set, you got to sleep on the floor. You got a bed. Like, I will take care of my people because I don't want anyone to be in a rough place ever. So if I have to make a decision and it affects everybody, I'm just gonna probably talk to my partners and I'm gonna address it honestly. It's the best thing that you can do.
And how do you balance creative instinct with financial responsibility?
Well, in a way, like budgets are tough. Like you got to stay in this budget. However, if you have the right tools and if you have the right crew, magic can happen, regardless of if it's $10,000 or if it's $1,000, like $100,000. Like if you have the right groove, I mean, you can make it happen. So when we have a creative idea, or if we have like a last minute, like, oh my gosh, we should really throw this in, like, in a scene or something, we make it happen. I mean, there's like, "Okay, well, can we take the time and do it? Can we do it? Is all of the tools here? Do we need to go get something? If we have to go get something, we typically do. We're like, "Okay, if this is gonna make the film better, if this is gonna be, like, a decision that needs to be made, we typically do it." We worry about finances later. It's like, "Okay, well, if this is gonna keep the integrity of the film, that's the priority, boom, go make it happen." So that's how we address budget versus creative. It's just let your creative mind, if you have a bunch of creative minds and you're all just, it's magical. We've never been like, so like we've never had to stop like our creative instincts because of budget, because typically we can make it happen without adding thousands of dollars or extra expenses. So I feel like the balance is pretty okay
It
for
gets
us.
like how challenging can it be whenever you are about to fund a new project?
You just got to make sure that all of the key components are there. Your crew is fed, top priority. Top priority. These people are working so hard, they deserve good meals. So feed them well. So make sure that your crew is fed, make sure that your people are paid, and make sure you have your gear rental, make sure you have your locations. There's a lot to sort out in your head. If you're going to do gas reimbursement, you got to put that into account too. Um, there's a lot to take in when doing a budget. So it can be kind of stressful, can be very stressful at times, but you know, you know what you're working with, right? So if you can't go past a certain amount of money, don't. And if it's going to put you in the poorhouse, don't. Like, if like you have to make a decision there. Can I afford this production? Can I do this production? And if you can't, you can't. And it'll come at a later time when you can. So now if it's being funded, that's a whole different story. Work with a budget and, have fun with it. But it's like, get what if you're funding it yourself, you know what you can handle, you know what you can give and can't give. So just keep that in mind when making your budget.
Tell me, what moment taught you that producing is as emotional as it is strategic?
To be honest, like I dive so deep into every production that I'm on. Like I just love what I do. So I'm always like putting emotion into it. So I guess like the feelings is like how invested I feel, like when I know that and I understand that producing is emotional and not strategic. It's like just based on my feeling. Like I'm so invested in this. I'm so like I will protect this project, like whatever the case. And then when it gets accepted into like a film festival or it wins an award, and you get like teary eyed and emotional because you watch this thing from the ground up, that's what I love about what I do, like, the fact that I'm a producer is the fact that I get to watch this literally be birthed from someone's mind to put on paper, to building, to being made, to hiring people, all the way until it's edited, done, 4K, sent off to a festival or whatever, and then if it gets accepted, it's like this overwhelming, like, "Wow," like, I just helped build that, it's crazy. So, I definitely think that there's a lot of emotion in producing, and it has to be there. I mean, you have to have that passion for it, That's just I don't understand why people get into this specific industry if they don't have a passion for it. Like, you just gotta, in my opinion.
Now, switching to our next section, our halftime show, quick speed round question, yes, no, or pass, super simple. Gonna ask you a couple of questions in which you can only answer yes, no, or pass.
Okay.
You,
Yes, no, or
you
pass. Word. Let's
you
go.
ready?
Yes, I think so.
All right, so have you lost sleep over a decision no one else knew you were carrying?
Yes.
Do you often protect the project before protecting yourself?
Yes.
Have you ever said yes publicly while feeling uncertain privately?
No.
Does responsibility feel heavier than recognition?
At times, yes.
Have you learned to stay calm in high pressure rooms?
Have to. Yes.
Do budgets ever limit creativity more than fear does?
More than fear? Yeah. No room for fear here. You know what I mean?
Hmm, epic. Have you been blamed for outcomes outside your control?
No.
Do you trust your instincts more now than early in your career?
I think I've always trusted my gut, but yeah, I mean, with more time comes more wiseness, and wiseness isn't a word, but whatever. So yeah, I guess sure.
Has producing changed how you view leadership?
No, no, I don't think so.
Does silence after a rap feel strangely empty?
Yes, it's not even strange. It just feels so empty. I hate being done. When it's done, it makes me sad. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready to get together with my people again. Yeah.
There you go. Pretty cool.
Oh,
Now,
was that rapid fire? Was that it?
yeah, that's it.
Dang.
And returning to our general transmission here, tell me,
Mhm.
how do failure and setbacks reshape the way you lead future projects?
Learn from them, move on. Literally, just learn from them. I mean, every single thing that happens on a set, good or bad, is something to take note and remember for the next one. So learn, just learn, grow, always.
What boundaries did you have to learn to avoid burnout?
I'm a freak. So I don't reach a burnout phase easily. It takes a lot. I just love what I do so much. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but I do. So burnout is it doesn't come easy, but I guess, like, obviously, I've had to put some up, so, when I'm out with friends or family, I'm out with friends and family. If I have to take an emergency call, fine, but typically, like, if I'm out with you, I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna be present with you. Some of my, like, good ideas come late, late at night, so I would love to say that I have a boundary of, like, don't talk about it past a certain time, don't bring work into the night, but, if something strikes in you and you just gotta write it down or whatever, I do. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's a wind down period where I'm like, "Okay, don't think about it. What are we gonna do tonight?" It's 1 in the morning. What are we gonna do? So, I have a wind down period and then take a breather. I remind myself to take, like, me days or take, like, a breather day, like, "Okay, don't worry about it today." Maybe a little bit in the back of your mind, but take yourself out to go get your nails done, take yourself out to do this, take breathers. So, I guess that those are some of the boundaries that I've put up because my hobby is my job, my passion is my job, it's like I do have to add some separation there. So, I guess that that's what it is.
How do you protect the heart of a story when pressure comes from all sides?
The integrity of the film is always like a number one priority, and thankfully not just to me, but to the team and to my cast and crew that I work with, like we are going to keep the heart of the film, we are going to keep the integrity no matter what. And so whatever needs to happen to ensure that the story is going to be told, we do it. We have to. I mean, why wouldn't we, Protect the story that you're making, period.
Did you ever had to cancel a production but for a reason?
Yes, yes. It's actually funny. Can I tell you a quick story? So, our like most award-winning film, Lucidity, was born in like a day because we had another film that we were going to do, but it took place fully outside. And it was like like a bad storm, thunderstorms, like warnings, floods. And we were like 2 days out from production. And we're like, we cannot film this film. Are we going? But everyone was already hired. Everyone was already in place. So we used our resources, we used our creative minds, and we're like, what can we do? What can we still film in 2 days? And then it was born. Lucidity was born. And I got locations. I was like on it. I was like, look, give me an idea. I'll find like locations. We'll do it. We did it. And we won 8 awards at the Cobb International Film Festival. So yes, we did have to cancel that production for it, but we made a new one out of it, and we did eventually do that same film that took place fully outside. It's in editing right now, actually. So, have we had to cancel because of weather? Yes. But do we always make up for it? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like somehow it was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, because lucidity was just, like, not even in our brains. Like, this was we were going to film a happy coming of age, and we ended up filming a thriller horror, completely opposite story, whatever, and then it ended up winning and making us, award-winning producers, and it was crazy, but it was meant to be, and chef's kiss, that movie. It means a lot to us.
Do you believe that things happen for a reason sometimes?
All the time. I believe everything happens for a reason. Like, period. Like, I'm a firm believer. So, yes. Yeah, I do.
In general, like what motivates you? We all have those days that basically we just want to quit. It's inevitable, happens to all of us. So how you stay positive on one of those days?
I don't have a plan B. And I don't think that I've always been very, very passionate about film. I've always wanted to be in this industry. So I never made a plan B, like, ever. And there was times before I entered the industry that I was thinking, "How am I gonna enter the industry? How am I gonna do this?" Like, I was slowing down, like, I was losing motivation. I was losing it, and I'm like, "I don't know how I'm gonna even enter this." I was going through really, really, really hard things in my personal life, and I was like, "Well, I guess I went to school and prepared my whole life to be a part of this industry, and now I'm not gonna be a part of it." And it was really depressing time for me. And then I was like, "No, I don't have a plan B. I'm not gonna make a plan B now at 22 at the time, or 23." I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna do what I feel in my heart and my gut that I'm meant to do, and that is be in this industry." So I started calling the people that I knew in this industry, and one thing led to another. Networking and hard work and everything that's pushed me through is just like, look at where I was. Like, I literally do that. I will sit on set and I'm like, look at where I was 2 years ago. I was in a very, very, very dark place. And I'm like, now I'm doing what I love. And that's what motivates me. It's like, wait, I'm doing what I love. Like, look where I was. I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep going. Like there's nothing that can stop us. Like period. No.
All right. Now, when people look back on your body of work, what
Mhm.
truths do you hope they see beyond the credits?
I really hope that they just see the passion that comes from these projects, the message that we're trying to convey. I think all of our stories, they have a meaning to them. Like all of the films that we do, they have a deeper meaning. They're beyond just a horror film here or coming of age here. Like they have something to take away. There's always like my favorite thing is when I go home and I show my parents, like when we finally have the film said and done and I sit down with my parents and I watch it with them, there's always a conversation after, and that's what I love. Like, I love films that start a conversation and they get you talking, and so I just hope that when people, like, look back at my body of work, they're like, "It was meaningful," and they see the passion and they see the love that, like, was poured out into everything. So, yeah, for
That's
sure.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll take it. And for those who don't know more about your company, tell me where can we find it? Submit stuff, like tell me all about it.
Well, we have a company now. It's called 1828 Studios. And you can find it on Instagram, TikTok, our website. You can find it in all of our bios. You can find it in my bio if you go to my Instagram. And when it takes you there, you get to see all of our films that we're doing or what's coming. And you can contact us if you have a vision for a film or if you want to work with us in any way. We'd love to. We'd love to explore that. So, yeah, you can find us anywhere.
There you go. Hashtag do it. No. Epic.
Pl- Please.
And you know what? My last question here, so we can all
Uh,
enjoy and relax after an epic chat here. This is like the signature question.
oh, this is a signature question. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
I would say, don't have a plan B.
Do you have a plan B? I'll take it.
Don't have
Sounds like a
a plan B.
franchise to me. Who knows? Maybe at some point when you're writing your memoirs or when you are creating your own biopic, when you need a title, be like, I already got this title code years ago. Got it.
Yeah, you got it. Copyright, it's already done. Sorry, I can't make that book. But yeah, I mean, maybe, and I don't want to sound like arrogant or ignorant when it comes to like, don't have a plan B. I mean, obviously, if things happen, but don't have a plan B. Why? Throw all of your passion into, into
Totally.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have discovered that when you have a plan B,
Mhm.
usually your plan A, you don't have like the same energy to it, because you feel comfortable, right? You feel in this mindset in which you're like, meh, if I fail, it's okay. I can turn into this thing, and if that thing fails, I can switch to the next thing. And maybe for some people might work, which is fine. But at least to me, also, I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. If I have a plan B, then that means that my plan A wasn't like my most important thing. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
totally get it.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel. That is exactly how I feel about it. I'm like, why? Why have a you just described it perfectly. It's like if you have a plan B, all your time and dedication is probably not going to go into plan A when it needs to. So like this is my plan A. And even though plan A was like I said, I was in a really dark place and it was kind of like, you know, I still didn't come up with a plan B. I was still like, okay, no, I have to do this. I have to push through this. So don't come up with a plan B. If you really, really want something and you're really passionate about something, go all in. What is the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
Truly.
you already have the worst outcome, which is nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yes. Yes, exactly. This was so fun.
perfect. Yeah, I mean, at the end, what can I say? I love the fact you're doing it. I love the fact you're making it happen. But the cool thing about this is that you're showing that dreams can come true. You're showing that if you put the hard work to it, and if you actually submit yourself to create this passion out of nowhere. It's challenging, sure. It's a pain in the butt sometimes, yes, but you're showing it. And that kind of
Yeah.
hope and positivity. I do think it's important, especially right now in this crazy, messed up world we're currently living in. The fact that we can rely on you as someone who is getting things done, that's super cool. And I would discover what you're bad at. So there you go.
No. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yeah,
Absolutely.
dreams. Yeah, make it happen. That's all I gotta say. Like, get shit done. Make it happen.
There you go. So I want to thank you so much for making this happen. I do want to thank also those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But by this point, come on. I mean, We already discovered why Emma's super badass since question 1. So maybe by this point you'd be like, I already knew this since the beginning. But in case you're not, as I said in the beginning, in the description, you're going to find all of her social media. Let's follow her. Let's share some love. Hashtag Team Emma. And again, thank you for making this happen. Have an incredible rest of the week. Keep kicking ass. Keep doing what you do. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate it.
All right.